Oh, well, I was going to put the camera there.
Just use a bracken fern to scoop them away.
Ah, nuggets. Hello guys, welcome back to our forest. I'm Andrew.
I'm Jen.
And we just thought it's been about 6 months, so we thought we'd do a bit of a recap and let you guys know what we've been going through since we bought this place. So about 6 months ago we bought this 100-acre block of bush way back down in Tassie. It's going to be a bit of a project. It's going to be our forever home. But when we bought it 6 months ago,
that required us to pack up and drive everything we own, including the dogs.
All the way from Esperance in WA. So we packed up our brand new house that we just finished building pretty much.
We literally lived in it for 6 months.
And decided, yep, we're going to move all the way back to Tassie and start all over again. So yeah, so we put everything into a van and a trailer and
drove across the Nullarbor.
Yeah, dogs in tow, back on the Spirit of Tassie, all the way back to Tasmania.
We got Andrew's parents. This is not the first time we bought a block or really anything sight unseen, but we sent Andrew's parents out investigating for us to find the perfect block of land, and their instructions were to find that block of land where when you came out here it had that feeling, bird sound, eucalypt smell, and this was the unanimous winner. So yeah. Here we are.
Yeah, we're only 10 kilometres out of Launceston, so it's still nice and close to town. But we're as you just heard, we're out in the middle of the bush. And then because it was just a bush block with nothing on it, no access, we had to basically go for a bit of a bushwalk and explore and try and find the best spot where we could put a house, really. So it's a lot of area to explore, over 100 acres, but we did a bit of trekking and we sort of worked out what we thought would be the best spot, and then the work really sort of began. So we rented a couple of excavators to test out how they would go, because it's quite rocky where we are out here. I ended up renting a bit bigger one, digging out a bit of an area so we could get a shipping container on site. And we got that delivered, mainly so we could unload the van that we packed up in Esperance, hadn't even unpacked yet, so we could unload all our stuff into a container so we could use the van as a van, which has been pretty helpful so far. And since then the excavator went alright, so we bought a little Chinese excavator, and straight away the day I bought it we started punching a track up into the forest, pretty much getting ready to work out where our driveway is going to be. And that was a huge effort, because as you can see it's just thick bush, trees everywhere, there's not really any tracks, so
it's been put through its paces.
Yeah, so that was a bit of a mission, but once we had a rough track we got Greg and Darren in from the Northern Quarries, and they put their expertise to work and punched in a whole driveway and cleared out all of our house and shed area and basically where we're going to live. So that's almost where we're up to now. We've got most of the driveway in, most of the gravel down. Still a bit left to do, but we're just waiting for those guys to come back, hopefully next week, and yeah, finish off that bit. You can hear me over the birds.
I see you.
But while we've been waiting for those guys, a couple of weeks ago,
it's always a landmark moment when we get to plant our first plants at our property. And so this week we put about 6 or 7 plants in the ground, including 3 very special eucalypts.
Yeah, and we'll show you what has happened to them over the last week since we weren't here, which will be coming up just in a sec.
We did some reading to make sure that what we're planting is not things that kangaroos will want to nibble on. But we have some crafty creatures.
They are hungry.
We've been closely working with our amazing architect, Simon from Apogee, to design not just the house, but the whole area so that it takes advantage of the best of the views, the best of the sunlight for our off-grid solar system, and places for chickens, raised garden beds, and the whole shebang. And Simon's been amazing, so we're looking forward to getting him out here.
Yeah, should be good. He hasn't been out here since we've done the clearing. He did a bit of a bushwalk with us at the start and sort of helped us pick the house site, but he hasn't been back since it's been cleared, so that'll be good.
I think you should show folks where you decided to put your camera.
Yeah, I'll just spin the camera around. So I thought, oh yeah, that little tree stump looks good. We'll put it there, and then I cleared the bracken, and it's got some, fresh presents for us. So
nothing like filming in the wilderness.
Yeah. So for the rest of this video, hopefully tomorrow we're going to be getting the guys back up here to do a bit more with the excavators, and possibly we're going to be blowing some stuff up. So that might be worth watching. So something I haven't seen to happen before, so that'll be good. And yeah, let's get stuck into it. So those of you that watched the video of us traveling across the country, you might have seen we had a few pit stops on the way, picking up stuff for the new build.
I blame me.
Even though it's going to be 18 months out, but we stopped in, was these Melbourne?
Adelaide.
Adelaide?
Oh no, Melbourne, you're right, Melbourne.
Yeah, so these Welsh roofing slates, and we picked all these up in the van, and the van was pretty much riding on the mud guards from Melbourne to Geelong and then down to Launceston.
Getting on and off of the ferry was interesting.
Even though they're pretty skinny, but yeah, these are off of someone who had a slate roof in Melbourne, this one, but last few houses that we've done, we've actually used these as tiles in the bathroom. So
everyone always thinks we're crazy, although I think people believe us now, because each one has 2 holes punched in it, covered in water stains. Often we get them and they've got moss, but they just look spectacular. So this is a 150-year-old piece of Welsh roofing slate that came from the Northern Hemisphere, and now it's going to be my bathroom tiles.
Yeah, so and it doesn't look like much there, but there's probably a couple of ton worth of slates there, because they're a few kilos each, and there's a bit over 500. So yeah, a lot of weight.
Looking forward to not moving these again for a while.
Yes, we only just unloaded those yesterday, and we were half strategic. We put them on a pallet, so hopefully when we do have to move them from here to where the house is going to be, they only have to go about another 70 metres. We can do it with a forklift, because I'm sick of moving the bloody things.
But if folks are thinking about upcycling and using reused materials, this is the dream.
Yeah.
You can't put them on the floor, they're too fragile, but on the wall, they're magic. And each one costs us about $2.
Yeah, compared to tiles from a shop, which are 50, 60 bucks a square metre, these are like $4 a square metre. So yeah. Yeah, this is what they look like in our house in Esperance, and also a couple of our previous bathrooms. The first one we did, the tiler absolutely hated our guts, because nothing's square, they're all half bent, and he was not very impressed. But ever since then, I've been the sucker, and I've had to tile them. So yeah, when you get ones like this,
we probably will still make use of this.
You've got to be very creative with the grout. So, but we'll do it one more time, and then never again. I hate tiling.
Well, we keep saying never again moving, but
well,
I think this is never again.
Never again. This is about our 9th house or something. So,
yeah.
Whew. All right, let's go and have a look at Jen's plant. So this is our, as you can see, we've got some gravel down here. This is going to be our nice little turning circle. You can see we've got Darren placed all these rocks around with his grab. A lot of the bigger ones down there I never would have been able to move. And this is all going to be planted up with Jen's plants.
It's your first view of the site when you get here is this welcome.
Yeah, because
so
this is where you drive up
really beautiful eucalypts.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the kangaroos and possums also think they're beautiful.
And tasty.
Real tasty. So, we got here only 24 hours after this one had been planted.
Nibble, nibble.
Yum. So, until this one gets a bit bigger, it's going to stay in a cage.
Yep.
I'll just put those back in there.
But he's got lots of nice looking gum nuts.
But he also got wind blown, and all of the top branches, except thankfully this one, blew off in the wind first night.
We had a huge storm, and ever since we got them, they've been protected, so they're not really wind hardy, but he will be.
And he just looks a bit funky.
Yep, but that's okay. So the other day we drove past our old house in Launceston from 7-8 years ago, and Jenn planted the exact one of these trees, and it's huge.
I'll send you the photos so you can share with
Yeah,
folks.
so you have a look at these
Stunning.
photos of what these trees look like after 7 or 8 years.
Oh,
Yeah,
magic.
pretty impressive. So
This is going to bring all the birds that we can hear way up 40 meters in the air. It's going to bring them down here so you can hear them, see them, photograph them.
yep.
Yeah.
So very nice. And we got a few other things that might have gotten nibbled, so we're just preemptively wrapping them up. And obviously we didn't place this stump here. This was some of the original forest, so this whole block has been logged. It's been reported variously between 40 and 80 years ago, no one's really sure, but there's some huge old stumps. So Jenn really wanted to keep this one in the circle, and that big bit of fallen timber we placed back there to make it sort of look like it's, I mean that's what it's come off, but to make it look like it's where it originally laid. And Jenn's already got some ferns growing out of it.
So this is a fern that came from town, from Andrew's parents' place. They had to move it, so we rescued it, and I stuck it in the stump. And there's a couple others stuck in stumps, and there'll be a few more go in there. So they get a new home.
Yeah, and I think they're going to be pretty happy up because we're a bit more elevated, a bit colder. Yeah, they're going to be happy. So, and then the only other tree that got left is this big, not big, but I don't know, 4 or 5 meter high blackwood, which is pretty much growing out of the middle of a rock. So, yeah, coming out like a seed, like a walnut. So he can stay there. And you can see that little bit of red string. So yesterday afternoon we got up here and I finally put out my European wasp queen traps, because I've been doing a bit of research on the wasp eradication Facebook pages, and it's time to start killing the queens before they make new nests. So we put out one of the traps that was recommended, and it didn't even last 18 hours. So it's just a milk bottle, had a string holding it in the tree with fermented sugary water in it, and we got there this morning. I was like, why is it hanging funny and it looks empty? And looks like someone's had a few nibbles, nibble, and
The ones on the bottom are great. Look at that.
we are thinking that it's probably a parrot or something's had a bit of a chew, wanted some sugary juice, and they got to it before any bugs or wasps did. So parrot got nice and drunk off some fermented sugar. So
Try again.
yeah, we'll have to try again, and hope the parrots aren't quite as hungry next time. But yeah, so that was a fail. What else have we got to show? So the one other thing we haven't really filmed yet is sort of the view of where our house is going to go. So just walking away from that turning circle, and I'll just spin you around and sort of show you where we're going to be living in 12-18 months, fingers crossed. So that's a bit of a mess at the moment, but as you'd expect, this was a bit of bush a few weeks ago, but a bit of a rise. These are the boulders that we're going to be blowing up because they're a little bit too big to dig out with the excavators. They're all sort of slotted down like teeth. So we're just going to pop those out so they can be dug, because that is the high point of just this hill. Bring them down a tiny bit, get a nice bit of a flat area ready for our pad. So
our neighborhood currawongs are back.
Yeah,
there's one there and one there. They're always on right here.
Lots of currawongs in this area, so that's good. They're not too scared of us. But I'll show you sort of what the view is going to be out of our front lounge room. We'll have a little bit of a deck coming off now that the area's sort of cleared. You see these rocks obviously got to go, but we'll be raised a little bit because the slab's going to be sitting on top of where we clear, but it's going to be about here. Bit of a deck out of here, and then once this is landscaped up, there's quite a bit of room there for Jen to fill in with plants, shrubs and stuff. And this is going to be a pretty nice outlook. We're excited. You can see right back down there, and then over the back's going to be my shed, where I'll be banished to probably most of the time.
It's the biggest shed in Tasmania.
It's not that bad.
It's the size of Bunnings.
No, not quite.
That was really convincing.
Right, well, you're up to date with pretty much everything. Tomorrow, I'm actually flying out back to work tomorrow, but we're going to try and get a bit of work done in the morning. And Jen's actually out tomorrow, so you won't be seeing Jen for the next month because
I'm doing what I always do, which is disappear to the remotest corners of our planet. So starting tomorrow morning, I'm off to Pitcairn Island. If you don't know where Pitcairn is or you don't know anything about it, it's great to Google. A really fun one is to put Pitcairn into Google Maps and have a look, zoom out until you can figure out just how far away I'm going to be. It takes me about 5 to 6 days to get there and 5 to 6 days to get back. So I work with the local community there on the marine protected area, and stay tuned for lots of amazing people, birds, fish, coral reefs, and photos from the remotest corner of the South Pacific.
So that Jen's going there for work while I stay here and try and get this house site ready for a house. So and fly back to WA and actually earn some money at the same time. So yeah, we're both going opposite directions of the earth for the next month, but we're used to it.
So it's basically almost the 1st of September, and we're going to see each other something like mid-October.
Yeah.
So see you in 6 weeks.
Yeah, bye. See you guys.
For anyone who hasn't seen our previous video about Spanish Heath, it's a highly invasive weed that doesn't belong here. And unfortunately, regardless of how pretty it is, these beautiful little white bells, every single one of those little white flowers becomes a seed. And so you can see how it can just dominate. So for the last couple months, I've been pulling this out of the ground and have been really fortunate to have some help from some of our close friends here in Launceston. Thank you, Eerin and Alex. We bashed into the bush and got completely tangled trying to get these out. The other fortunate thing is they're not too hard to get rid of. See if I can get this one out. Oh, not this time.
That's a big one.
That's a big one. But there's another one there. But up until about a month ago, this whole side of the road, everywhere where the soil gets disturbed, was just completely infested. And so now it's like, I got one there, and then large gaps where there aren't any left. We've got a huge pile down there that, thanks to Eerin and Alex, we now have to burn. It's all dried out. So, progress. Feels like progress. Have a look at us attempting to remove this stuff. When it's on the side of the road, it's really easy, but when it's way back there in the bush, it's a lot harder. You get really tangled. Thankfully, it only exists really within about 10 meters of the roadside, but still makes for hard work removing. Lots of bush bashing, lots of getting tangled in there, but it's worth it. Whenever we come here, I make Andrew do this job. I tell him he's friends with the spiders because accessing the lock for our gate, there it is, way up in there. You got to stick your hand up inside there and become friends with the spiders. That's Andrew's job, but today I'm on my own, so here we go. Puppies? Puppies? Are we ready for another big day? Oh, of pulling weeds? If we compare this side, there's almost no Spanish Heath, invasive weed, and that's because I've been pulling it out in giant piles for weeks now. Barley, come here. Don't go near the road. Whereas if we compare this side of the road, Spanish Heath, all those white flowers. Oh my gosh, so much Spanish Heath, Spanish Heath, Spanish Heath. It's all the way in the back there. And look at that. That is all Spanish Heath. That's today's job. Boy, oh boy. It goes up that way for at least 100, if not 200 meters. Come here, good puppies. Vienna? Hi, baby girl. Hi, baby girl. Boop. Puppies, we have to have a chat about today. It's not just the big Spanish Heath we need to get rid of. Oh no. No, no. It's the thousands upon thousands of little teeny tiny saplings. Look at that. If we pull one out, they have the most incredible roots, even though they're so small. Look at that. Yeah. So each and every one of those has to come out. Boy. Good job, Farley. You gonna help? Farley? No, he's looking a little suspicious. Along the way, as we're collecting and removing up all the Spanish Heath, we also find a lot of rubbish. This is about 2 seconds worth in the ditches on both sides and all in the bush from folks who used to come and, I'll say, enjoy, in quotation marks, the bush while leaving us all of their junk behind before that gate got installed. So every time I come here we do a cleanup, mostly farm and food wrappers and broken glass, the occasional drug paraphernalia. So far in the last 6 or 8 weeks we've removed more than 1,000 pieces. Many, many more thousands to go. This stuff just doesn't die. I pulled this Spanish Heath out 2 weeks ago? 2 weekends ago. And look at the flowers. They're still... That's crazy. They just don't die. Right. Get that Spanish Heath out and in that huge pile. Whoa. Good job. Oh my gosh. That is a huge... I've lost sight of all of you. Good job, team. Post weed removal. Look at that cleared space now. Woohoo! Woohoo! Look at the pile of the baby ones. Goodbye, little weeds. Take that, weed. Yeah. That was a good one. Right, I'm going to tackle that monster over there. Brrr. Look at that frost. It's yucky. Got him! Oh no! There's a little one. Out! Oh, he's not as little as you first think. Oh yeah, got it. And some rubbish. Okay, let's add this to the pile that we started about a month ago. Finally, it's died back, so it's dry enough that we can burn it. This huge pile took us about 10 hours.
Weeds.
But that's, at least 100, 200 meters of roadside. And now I see one. And he's gonna get it.
Slowly getting on top of it. So they've obviously been brought in when they pushed this road in a few years ago. And they're slowly spreading out off the road, but nailed them from here. So that's our entrance. And the boys the other week put down a bit of this gravel so they could get their trucks up, but that's why it looks a bit fresher than it did. They compacted in. There was a little bit of clay and some leaf litter and that mixed in, and the big loaded trucks were getting stuck in the slippery clay, but it's all good now. She is on a mission to get that one plant.
One more.
The weeding never ends.
That's better. Goodbye, horrible weed. Join your friends on the pile.
Okay.
Any more enemies that need to go?
No. Let's get you ready to go to pit can.
Okay, I gotta pack.
Okay. Let's
It's,
go.
Only 12 hours before I leave. I haven't packed yet.
Alright. Let's do that.
Later.
Oh, g'day guys. So it's a fly out day for me. I've just been to the airport and dropped Jenn off. She's off to the Pitcairn Island for the next month or so, and I'm back out at the block just for one last half a day till I'm out of here back to work as well. And I'm expecting the boys to rock up soon, bringing this drill rig out. I'm interested to see what it looks like. I'm still not sure exactly what it looks like. It's coming on the back of the truck. I said it's a bit awkward, but they're bringing the drill rig out. They're going to drop that off ready for drilling some rock, ready to blast. And also we're just going to have a bit of a scratch around trying to get the area set up for my shed to be built. Depending on what it looks like when I get back up to the top of the hill, because we had like 30 mils of rain yesterday, so it might be pretty hectic up there. Might not be able to get anything done. So I got the little Swifty here, but I'm going to have to walk up the hill because there's no way that's going to make it up there yet since the driveway's not finished. So go for a bit of a walk and have a look up top. Ooh, it's quite windy as well. But it'll be interesting to see how all these drains coped with the rain we had yesterday. It's the first real big downpour since it all got put in, so it'll be interesting to see if there's any flooding over the road at all. Shouldn't be, but we'll have a good look on the way up the hill here and suss out the damage. Here's the first culvert, and it's still flowing there, you can see, but looks like it's been flowing pretty well out the drain and down the hill. So there's one working nicely, and it's a bit of a walk up the hill to the next one, so fast forward till I get up there. Alright, here's the second one. As you can see, it's flowing down the side of the road pretty nicely. Straight down into that culvert there. Under the road. Out there, good bit of flow out there. We've got a nice new bit of a river going. So eventually this area, sort of off to the side of the road over here, thought about digging a bit of a dam or a bit of a pond sort of setup, just so we can bring the wildlife in a little bit. Be something to look at as you drive past up the driveway. And we've obviously got good flow coming out of there, so, and this is very sticky clay here, so that's all this area is going to hold water easily when we dig a little bit of a hole. So, but that's way down the track. Got to get a house built first, but that's nice. So keep wandering up the hill there. I mean, the Swift nearly would have made it up the hill. There's just a few sections where the centre's a little bit too raised because it's only got a few inches of clearance, the little Swift. But it's nearly done. Like, it's still nice and compact. It's just that clearance in the centre where the wheels haven't been driving yet. I said they haven't rolled it or anything yet. They've just dumped it with their trucks and driven out. So. Alright, we'll keep wandering up the hill and see what the house site looks like. Alright, made it to the top. You can see there's one last little culvert there, but not too much flowing through that. Woo! Bit windier up here. Okay, I'll get myself organised and wait for these guys to arrive. You see where they haven't got the gravel yet is quite moist. We've got puddles everywhere, but this bit still needs the gravel. There's a few more truckloads just around here, and then that's our turning circle. And we've got to scratch out this area, hopefully today, work out where we can fit my little workshop. So I'll let them work their magic with that. Now, I noticed up here the other day where we pulled out a couple of those rocks in the last video that we've got to have a few swimming pools where the holes were. Not that it'll matter because that's all going to get dynamited at some stage in the next week, but after all yesterday's rain, it'll be interesting to see. Might have a little plunge pool up here. Oh, yep. Look at this. That's probably 1.5 meters deep there. A big hole where they pulled a huge rock out. But all of these rocks are going to get cracked open or blasted out. So, yeah. So it's a bit wet, but spring in Tasmania, you've got to expect it. And hopefully this time next year we'll have some water tanks, and we definitely won't be complaining about the rain. We'll be filling our tanks up. So, alright, I'm going to get set up, and fingers crossed these guys will be here shortly. Yep, go now, say good day and work out a plan for the day. Here comes the drill rig. They're saying it might not get up the hill because the empty truck with a heavy trailer, but we'll see. Is a interesting looking bit of kit. Alright, so we're sending the excavator up first, just in case truck needs a little bit of a pull up the hill after all this rain. So we'll set that up, and I'm going to film them do their magic. Just letting him get up the hill a bit. So there's a good run up. As you can see, this bit hasn't been rolled yet. There's a few little soft spots, and we don't want the truck to get stuck in them. So he's primed and ready as soon as the excavator's clear. Jinx it, but it's looking pretty good. Uh-oh. I jinxed it. That's my fault.
So close, dude.
That's my fault. I said you got it easy.
Oh, I got to here.
Oh yeah.
So, but anyway, we're here. You'll
Yeah.
drag me up there.
That's good.
That is good. That's bloody good, because otherwise it's a long way to walk then.
It is. a good tow vehicle. A bit slippery up the top here, as you can see. So nothing's been compacted, it's just been dumped, and it's a bit squishy. But we're up here and it's all good. That must be heavy, that drill rig. She's just ploughing. The joys of 30 mils of rain. Slippery there. Oh yeah. There are plenty of rocks underneath, but that clay is pretty horrible. Oh yeah. If it was the middle of January, this would be all like concrete. But we're up here, so happy days. So Nathaniel's going to be our blasting guy, but he's actually not here for the next few days. He's still working at another job. And no one's 100% sure how to drive this thing, so we got to get it off the trailer. I'm going to stand back and stay out of the road because I've got absolutely no idea. Woo! There is more hoses on this thing than 10 excavators. Nice, mate. Excavator. Oh, he's done her. See you, mate. All right. Nothing like spring in Tasmania. So we're just going to try and scratch out a bit of a house pad, make it a bit, clean it up a little bit for the blasting. So we've got the laser out, and we're just having a bit of a dig, scratch out the topsoil, see how many boulders are in the road, and make a bit of a plan, even though it's still raining. But there's not too much on the radar, so hopefully this blows by, and because I don't have a raincoat, so oh, love it. Starting to see just that little bit of a rock shelf there that we have to blast. So everything else is digging pretty nice. It's just those little, just a little high point of rocks there in the middle. Can't quite get out. The house pad's slowly taking shape. I suppose now quickly it all sort of comes together with a bit of digging. So we're going to unearth all the rocks that we think need to be blasted, so it's ready to go, and we can pop them out. Pretty good in there. Just feel these bloody big boulders on top, fortunately. Nice bit of soil there. Starting to get a flat area. Flat spot on top of a huge hill. Except for these sort of boulders just there. So really exposing them now. So we pulled a couple of big rocks out. Some of these ones just in here are a bit looser, so whatever we can pull out, we don't have to blow up. But yeah, these ones here are really in there, so not budging those. But we've got a nice flattish area now, and it's still raining, but no complaints. Whew. Righto, pretty much done scratching around up here. Exposed a few more decent sized rocks there. So I'm going to blow them up, and yeah, that'll be a good job done. So next thing to do today, we're going to have a bit of a dig around down where the shed's going to be. So I'm just going to grab this laser, take it down and have a bit of a look. Okay, so clear a bit of gear out of the road, set the old laser back up down here and try and see if we can get some sort of level for the shed. We've still got logs everywhere, but we'll work around them for now until they get picked up. Okay. And the shed pad prep begins. Hopefully, it's not as bad as up the top of the hill. There's a few rocks in there. Not as bad. Oh, the little ones. Could have been worse. Dug out a bit of a stump that I reckon is going to end up being a architectural garden piece somewhere. So it came out in one piece, so we'll leave that over there for now for Jen. I'm sure she'll want it placed somewhere very specific. So we've got like a bit of a plant growing out the top of it and some other stuff, so yeah, it's a nice looking stump. Can sit there for now. Beautiful. Back to more important things. Getting this shed pad organised. Still a few rocks in there. Looser though. Dug up the biggest bushworm I've ever seen. That is a big worm. Well, that was pretty quick. Just a rough scratch out. We're going to need a fair bit of fill in the middle here. There's a bit of a dip, but roughly work out the area. That's not too bad. But just check the time. That's about it for me. I got to duck back into town, pack up because I'm off to work for the next week. So yeah, got to get out of here. And next week is hopefully blowing stuff up time, which is going to be exciting. So I'll see you guys then. Cheers.